So as we see, the score in 2011 says that mental health denotes right thinking and right behavior, where the Barron in 2005 in his book says that cognitive therapy focuses on challenging illogical patterns and thoughts of the under all, where the mental problems lie. And Ballantine in 1986 again represented it as assumed that the positive statement Puranas, epics, and Vedas could be utilized for the cognitive restructuring for an individual. And there is other certain more psychological, they says that effective CBT was high in as 0.79 and low was 0.30. It was the systematic review. Next. This was the prevalence study I've done under this project study, where WHO says that in worldwide there is a 25% of the population from all age groups suffer from one way or the other from the mental disorders. In India, there is a study done by Guru Raj. In India, they says that men is suffering from 12.6% of problems, whether women suffers from 14.3% of problem. In the professionals, in the Indian professionals, it is seen that 30% of the mental disorders has been achieved in professionals, coming from the various strata. Next. These are the solutions given by Siguru and Curtis, where it says that individuals should develop the better coping mechanism and adaptive strategies for handling emotions using biofeedback, and where Alpha-G provides insight into cognitive restructuring, inferring better mental health. Next. This is a review of literatures I have done. I have taken only 2 RCTs, but in the paper there was more than 10 RCTs actually. So for the presentation I have taken 2 RCTs. In RCT1 done by Fernandez in 2024, this says task-related activation represented by delta, theta, alpha power increases and beta decreases. That is the effect of meditation. And in the RCT2, it is a high alpha amplitude during resting state predicted high alpha neuromodulation during training. I have also included one of the clinical trials by Chaudhary et al. And a systematic review which says that EEG connectivity markers and network metrics predict outcomes in patients with prolonged disorders and consciousness. Next. These are the criteria of my project, where inclusion criteria was conceived by the consent sign form, where the education level was graduation and master's. Age was between 18 to 25 years, and the university was in regular mode or in any from the Indian university. Exclusion criteria was just opposite to the inclusion. Next. This is a research methodology slide, which you can say there is a research question and the research objective clearly stating that the impact of MCP on Alpha-G among college-going students, where the research design was quasi-experimental because we had a non-probability sampling process for the samples, where sample size was 40 and the time of intervention was 90 minutes of MCP. The testing hypothesis was bifurcated into null and alternate. Next. This is the MCP technique, where there are 3 phases. The first phase steps, we're having 2 steps, realization of negative schemas and the positive concept building. In the phase 2, there was insight development and consolidation. In phase 3, there was a contemplation. That is purely meditation. Next. These were the data collection methods and the intervention which was given with the demographic data, and the present aligned partial analysis was taken up. For the information about the variables was MCP and Alpha-G biofeedback, and intervention application was done in the 2 level, that is the pre-test and post-test. Next. This was the data analysis, where we have tested for the normality using Sapir-Wilk test, and the normality says that Sapir-Wilk test has confirmed that the data collected were in the normal range and the pre-data. Therefore, we have established that fact that t-test can be applied. Next. This was the figure given by the t-test and the power of the test, where you can see that there is a clerical difference between the graph. First, the Alpha-G as was the minimal range, but at the after giving the MCP for 90 minutes for certain duration of time, the Alpha-G range has been increased substantially. And there is a difference in the standard deviation between pre-test and post-test, which you can see in the table. In the pre-test, it was 36.623, whereas in the post-test, it was 96.734. Next. This was the discussion and conclusion of my project work, where the MCP interaction participants were very concise and gives an additional outlook. Methodological advancement was related to MCP, took a less time than conventional therapy like CBT. Alternate sources where the MCP should be a field of cognitive psychotherapy. Future perspective for the academician, clinician, research group method, and the mental health professional can be taken up. There was a limitation of this project where we lacked the big sample size and the long duration, and biomarkers was also be important for the next future work. Anybody can take the biomarker related to MCP, and the different sample group can be conferred. Next. These are the references. Next. This is the journey of MCP so far. The first project has been taken in 2012, where the genesis has been taken place, and a research paper has been presented in University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth, USA. In 2017, there was a case study taken in the France, University of Valenciennes and Hainaut Cambresis in the year 2017. In 2023, there was a qualitative data submission for the thesis development in the UGNU, India, and the 2024, it's a short project passed under the ICAS Division 24-25 at the Government of India. Recently, a project has been passed before the IC Committee, UOP, for the advancement for the project related to data curation of high intensity level at the 64 channel. This project work will be started in July 2025 to June 2028. Thank you. Any questions?
Audience can ask questions of their choice. If you are there going to